Righty, where do we start? Now, I'm gonna, just to give you a perspective of this, right? I'm gonna give you a sort of comparison. Now, we talk about, over the course of this season, we've talked about several players being linked to Roma. We talked about them, if they become new Roma players, the advantages they bring, the disadvantages they bring, and all of that stuff. We talked about numerous players. And most of these players, didn't really come to a conclusion and kind of faded away from Thiago Pinto's, Mourinho's point of view. An example of this is Renato Sanchez. I remember us talking about him, Mourinho really wanting him. Now he's kind of like faded away. We talked about Dybala like 2 weeks ago, and compare this deal to other deals, there's a continuation to this story. And if you compare this live stream to the last live stream, we have steps that the club have made, positive steps, which suggests that direct contacts between the two sides are happening. Now Mourinho has said that he is confident that Dybala will join Roma this summer. Obviously, we can't base what we say, what we think on what Mourinho says or on what anyone says. But Mourinho has said that he is confident that Dybala could potentially have a future in this club. Now, I do want to start off something. I do want to start off this live stream with a quote from an Italian journalist talking about this deal. Now, this is the direct quote, which came it was live yesterday morning. And what this journalist has said is, the confirmation is there, but there is the contract not. Dybala wants a 4-year contract. Roma are the team ahead out of everyone else to buy Dybala. There is Inter Milan who need to sell players to get him, and up to now, no player will leave Inter Milan this summer except for Perisic as a free agent. The direct confirmation comes because we spoke to the family of Dybala, who has absolutely confirmed that Roma are there, and they would also like to add that they have met and they have spoken together. So this is the situation. You see what the progressions are. The progressions are that there has been last week it was just a suggestion, right? What the hell is this alarm going on? Is there something going on? Fire! Oh my days! Can you hear this? Fucking Manhattan Central District or something. Anyways, the progression has been made because 2 weeks ago we spoke about Dybala and it was basically just a suggestion. Right? It was basically just, okay, I'm gonna try. Now we have a journalist confirming the fact that there have been direct contacts with the player and his family, and that Roma are actually leading the race to buy Dybala. Now, I'm gonna just give you another thing to focus on is that 100% this is coming from me, but many people have confirmed this. Dybala will basically 98% stay in this area. Dybala will 100% leave Juventus. In fact, tonight he will be playing the last match at the stadium against these fans, against Lazio. Hopefully they do win. Hopefully the Dybala masterclass happens for our Europa League race. Dybala will 100% leave Juventus, and I am gonna say it as well as journalists have backed this as well. Dybala will 90% remain in this area. Now, the two teams which are really, 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 really keen on Dybala and are leading the race are Roma and Inter Milan. Now, I think another reason of why, we have a reason of why we are leading the race in compared to Inter Milan, and it's the fact that Inter need to sell players to buy Dybala. And Inzaghi, even if you won't win the league this season, he said that he's happy with the players he has and will most probably not, no player is set to leave Inter Milan right now, apart from Perisic, who is leaving as a free agent. That means Inter Milan won't grab any money from that. So Inter Milan, obviously are in a better financial situation than us, even though I'm going to say something in a bit, which, let me get to that. But, it's between us and Inter Milan, I'd say. Inter Milan need to sell to get Dybala. And up to now, no player will leave Inter Milan this summer. Inzaghi's just started this project. He's happy with the players. He's keen to continue this project in the next couple of years with the players he has. And, another reason of why I think Inter Milan won't, why they don't really, let me get to this. AC Milan will 99% win the league, right? And obviously Inter Milan won't win it, meaning that they won't grab the money as a prize which they could have used for the Dybala. They're getting second, congratulations to them. We hope we get second in the next couple of years, but AC Milan will 99% get the league title. So that prize money which Inter Milan could have used for Dybala will go to AC Milan and not Inter Milan. And AC Milan right now, I'll be honest with you, AC Milan don't need Dybala. AC Milan have such a great team. I think what Pioli has done to that team is what Mourinho needs to do to Roma. What AC Milan have become, now don't get me wrong, they do have the money, but what AC Milan have built over the last 2 years, where basically they were constantly getting 5th or 6th, is unbelievable. The investment they made with Rafael Leao is the best investment I've seen made by a team in so many years. Rafael Leao is the best player in this area. You might think I'm crazy. Leao is by far the best player in the league. 100%. The talent that guy has is someone which everyone else in this area doesn't have. Leao is a beast. He's a fucking beast. And the investment AC Milan have done to get that guy, bought him from Leo when he was still, a question mark on him, is insane. AC Milan need to be an image to us. AC Milan were in a worse condition than us a few years ago. Pioli arrived, and now you're gonna win the league. That means that they're the best team in the league. They have such a good team. The investment they made with Theo Hernandez is amazing. It's something which we really need to look up to, because we need to start a new cycle just like AC Milan have done to get, to rebuild this team. And I'll be honest, they don't need Dybala. They've got so many good, interesting players that they genuinely don't need Dybala. That AC Milan, why would AC Milan spend money on someone who they don't need? That is why AC Milan won't. Inter Milan need to sell, and that leads us in a position where, that leads us in. We're going to talk about us when it comes to Dybala. Fiorentina are losing. Are you having a laugh? I can't believe it. Fiorentina are losing. That is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. That is amazing. That is insane. It's so important that Fiorentina don't win today. And if Lazio lose today as well, they don't have Immobile, they can easily lose. Oh, that is massive when it comes to our Europa League race. I'll tell you that. Thank you for the update, by the way. We are in a situation where obviously we're not Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates combined. We can't spend billions and billions and billions of money on players. But there is something which I've already talked about, but for new subscribers here, there is a hint to why the Fredkins have shown everyone that their approach to satisfy Mourinho with big players is completely different to what the fans are used to see. Now, be careful here, because I'm not saying, oh yeah, we have a limited, they are billionaires, the Fredkins are billionaires. I'm not saying, oh yes, the Fredkins have now got a limited money on it. No. What I'm saying is that the Fredkins have made it clear that their attitude when it comes to buying players is completely different to what the fans were used to when it comes to Pallotta, who sold everyone when it comes to money. And the big hint comes through to the fact that we bought Mourinho as a manager. That is, to me, a massive hint. Because if we were in such an economic debt, if we were in such a bad financial state, we would have never spent that amount of money to pay Mourinho, pay his wages, and now become the most, the most paid manager in this area. If that was our approach, oh yeah, I'm not spending money, I don't have the money, then why the hell did we buy Mourinho? That to me is a hint to both of my eyes. Now once again, I'm not saying, oh yeah, now that we bought Mourinho, yeah, we're gonna buy everyone. Like, oh my god, we're gonna buy Mbappe, we're gonna buy... No, please don't think this. It's just a change of attitude that the Fredkins have had and have shown how much they want to rebuild this team. And they've understood that by rebuilding this team, you need to invest in good players. And this is where the Dybala deal comes in. And this is why this journalist is saying Roma is leading the race when it comes to buying Dybala, who will leave Juventus tonight. It will be his last match at the stadium. He will leave Juventus. And in Roma right now are leading the race. Now, something which we need to point out is obviously the knot of this. It's the only, kind of obstacle is his contract. Because Dybala wants a 4-year contract. That is our only obstacle. That is our only obstacle. If that wasn't our obstacle, Dybala would be our own player in a matter of seconds. And I'm not exaggerating here. Dybala has talked to Mourinho, Mourinho and Dybala have contacted each other, and Dybala has said that he's extremely attracted to being managed by Mourinho, and he's extremely attracted by the passion of these Roma fans. That is where I think the will of Dybala is in Rome. And another reason of why it could be argued that we're leading the race when it comes to Dybala is the fact that Juventus and Inter Milan have got a big rivalry, right? Juventus don't have a big derby, because their derby is Torino, which are shit. Juventus in the latest years have been galactic when it comes to comparing them to the other side of their city. It's not like Roma or Lazio or like Inter and Milan, where you never know which team is the best in a season or whoever wins the derby. If there's Juventus against Torino, 98% of the times nowadays, Juventus will win. So that is not their main rivalry, even though it's the derby. Their biggest rivalry in this area is Inter Milan, because they're competing with titles. Therefore, it's basically the same situation as asking a player to Lazio. Why the hell would Juventus give one of their best players to Inter Milan, who will be fighting for the league just like them next season? It's not a derby. Juventus and Inter Milan is not a derby. But the rivalry is basically equivalent as Roma and Lazio. Imagine we had Dybala and Lazio were interested in him. Why the hell would we give Dybala to them? Yes, there are some exceptions. Look at Pedro. Look at Kolarov. But it's not something that every team does. So, you see, obviously, if Dybala comes, players will leave. And the player which will leave 100% if Dybala comes is Zaniolo. Now, logical fallacy watching. I will read all the comments in a bit. I'm just focusing on this comment. In my opinion, we need to give Zaniolo another year to get his form back. His contract doesn't end until 2024. If Dybala comes, Zaniolo will leave. That's inevitable. But I do agree with you. We should give Zaniolo one last year, one last chance. I totally agree with you. But I'm going to emphasize this more. If I have, a situation in which I'm presented Dybala, who's keen to work with Mourinho, who is keen to work in front of these passionate fans, who will leave Juventus 100%, It's gonna be hard for me to say no, because Dybala is a jewel of a player. Dybala is a talent, and something which we need is a creative player. Look at that match against Venezia. Mkhitaryan right now is our only creative player. Don't get me wrong, Pellegrini played fantastically that match against Venezia, and Pellegrini was great. I love Pellegrini, he's our captain, but Pellegrini is too inconsistent. Dybala's too injury prone, 100%, but Dybala in this team, link him with Pellegrini, link them two with Tammy, could create masterclasses. Masterclasses. You see, yes, I would give Zaniolo another year, 100%. I totally agree with you. But Zaniolo is not a creative player. Zaniolo is not a player which, especially in these latest years, which you see, and in a big match you say, oh yeah, Zaniolo's going to turn up, Zaniolo doesn't have the vision of De Bruyne. And I'm not comparing Dybala to De Bruyne, be careful. But Dybala has got that vision. Dybala's got that creativeness in him. And to fight top 4 next season, to compete with the likes of Juventus, AC Milan, I think, you see, next season, the big competition, we need to perform a really good transfer market, right? But next year, the big competition will be between us and Napoli. Because Juventus, next season, will be back. AC Milan are coming from a league title, and as I said before, their progression will be insane. And Inter Milan are always Inter Milan. Napoli this season have been the only team which, in my opinion, don't get me wrong, they've been great sometimes, but Napoli out of Inter Milan and AC Milan are by far the weakest. So next year, and Napoli haven't got much money. In fact, I'd probably say we've got more money than Napoli, like, I'll be honest with you. Next year, the big competition will be between us and Napoli to get 4th place. That is why the transfer market is basically, performing a good transfer market will 60% get you there to compete with them. Obviously, you need the players to work, collaborate together, but it is what it is. Transfer market is so important. And if I have an offer of getting Dybala, who's willing to work with Mourinho, who's willing to work in front of these fans, to me, I'm sorry I can't say no. And I agree, Zaniolo should get 1 year, but you see, I think Dybala is better than Zaniolo. I mean, he is better than Zaniolo. And Dybala can create, score, have more contributions than Zaniolo. Don't get me wrong, if Zaniolo's willing to stay 1 more year and then kind of rotate with, because Dybala will get injured, that's when he gets subbed in, learn from Dybala, sit on the bench a few matches. You know, if we can get Zaniolo on the bench, that would be great when it comes to squad depth. But like, realistically speaking, will Zaniolo ever say that? You know, with the attitude he has, will we ever see Zaniolo go, yeah, fine, Dybala comes, I'll sit on the bench for 1 season, I'll be a good substitution, and then I'll leave? He'll never do that. You know, that is why, if we can keep both, great. Because if one gets injured, the other steps in. But, again, if Dybala comes, Zaniolo will leave. That's inevitable. And, you know, I am, unfortunately, as much as, you know, I said it many times, I think Zaniolo has been destroyed by his injuries, he needs time. Unfortunately, we can't compare Zaniolo to Dybala. And if our approach to the next season will be improving, getting Dybala for Zaniolo is a yes. And it's just an immediate yes. That's just the way it is. So right, let's see Fiorentina. Let's see what Fiorentina are doing, because that's very important. Still 1-0 down. That's very good. Right, let's read some comments. He had some trauma last year, but before that he was a stable for Juventus. Amazing player, but he costs a lot. I would love to see him in Rome, but at what cost? Our priority is the midfielder right now. Yeah, what cost? I think, you know, the cost is something which Juventus and Roma will need to negotiate on. But, yeah. What do you think about a possible Zaniolo transfer? As I said, I think if Dybala comes, Zaniolo will leave. If Dybala doesn't come, then I'm sticking to the fact that we need to give 1 more year to Zaniolo and keep him. But if a player like Dybala comes, I'm sorry, but it's just, It's just we need to become better, and that's where, you know, we definitely need to go for Dybala. We can do a great transformation and progression to like Milan. I believe with the Fredkin, Jose and Pinto, we will continue to progress and level up Roma. We are creating a great story as well. Yeah, I mean, I've never seen the team as united before, which is great, because coming towards next season, coming towards Torino on Friday, coming towards the final, you know, I've never seen a group more united than this. Inter already have Lautaro Martinez, Correa and Alexis Sanchez, 3 players that play the same position as Dybala. This is another reason I think Dybala to Inter is complicated. Also, when it comes to that, we need a lot of support on Tammy, because Tammy lately has been scoring less because he's had terrible support. Dybala is the best player you can possibly get when it comes to giving support to other players. I agree, Nico is done and not fit to start this year, but I'm afraid he will become a monster when he gets back in his form. Then he'll just be another star we gave away before they were prime. That's where we need to be careful. Yeah, 100%. I think Tammy will leave, hopefully. If Tammy leaves, then... you know, if Tammy leaves, it's... but realistically, does Tammy really want to leave, right? He loves this team so much. I can't see Tammy... I mean... There's like a percentage of me seeing Tammy stay here until the day he just dies. Like, I can see Tammy. I can see possibilities of Tammy staying at Roma for the rest of his life. It's gonna be tough, but if, you know, it doesn't take that much time. It's just the determination of a player. If Tammy in his mind goes, I'm loved here, I love them, I've been playing great, I want to see next seasons, I want to keep on improving. I can see Tammy saying, no, I'm staying here for life. But once again, it does take determination and will to do that. And that's why lately, there are no players which exist, which did what Totti did or what Maldini did. Because nowadays, it's all about that money. If Tammy can say no to money, his mentality changes for the rest of his career. And that is where he can be a staple for this team. I say keep Nico and sell Ashra. 100% sell Ashra. We agree. We're gonna make quite a lot of money from that as well. If we get Dybala, I'm tattooing Fredkin on my forehead. We need a top defender, top midfielder, top winger, and top striker. We win the league with this. Very positive, but you know, there's a lot of competition next season, so we'll see what happens. But ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. Let's try and get 5,000 subscribers as fast as possible. Share the link with your families and friends, so please subscribe if you haven't already, and also smash the like button. And yeah, as I said before, share the link of the channel with your families and friends, forward it to everyone. Follow me on Instagram over there in the yellow box, over at Simon_AS or _, and I will catch you tomorrow for more updates. For more news. 2-0. Oh my days! It's 2-0 Sampdoria. This is great. I'm gonna leave it here because I'm gonna go and watch that match. And tonight we're gonna put, you know, Dybala needs a masterclass tonight. Vlahovic needs a masterclass tonight, because I'm telling you, Lazio without Immobile tonight are going down. And if Lazio lose today, and if we get a good point against Torino, things are getting better than yesterday. So, yeah.